Hello, I'm Dilek Yordem. I'm a designer and an illustrator. I've also been working as a lecturer at Mimar Sinan Fine Arts University.
How did your journey of illustrating children's books start?
I completed my undergraduate and graduate education in interactive media design at Yıldız Technical University. I started illustrating children's books in 2011 with Burni's Courtyard, Burni'nin Avlusu, written by Arslan Sayman, and I've illustrated 13 children's books since I began.
How does design-centered thinking influence your works?
I can say that the interactive media design education shaped my practice in book illustration and design. When we design, we follow a methodology in our design process, and we start with questions like who is our user, and what are their needs, and what are our project goals. And I begin my production process step by thinking about these questions. The design thinking practice is one of the methodologies that include these stages. I believe it's so precious to look at the design process in a structured way and learn design thinking principles, especially at an early age. For this reason, we prepared a children's book with Ufuk Ceylan to explain this idea to children. The book focused on teaching children about the design thinking process by using breakfast plate preparation as a gamified learning tool. And each breakfast dish serves an opportunity to experience the design thinking steps in a fun and engaging way. In addition to the design thinking methodology, it includes data collection and user feedback stages to improve the design. We prepared an interactive book design for children with autism with the support of Koç University and Koç University hospitals. In this study, we created a children's book to prepare them for their hospital visits and reduce stress levels. With this purpose, we designed an accordion book to create a linear flow without disrupting the narrative. And in this project, we had the opportunity to test it with children at Koç University hospitals. This test gave us idea of the children's reading experience with this book. And my relationship with books didn't end there. I continued to work on my books in my master's thesis.
Which interactions do your book projects offer?
In my thesis study, I designed a light interactive book while researching physical interactions in books. And I worked with the interaction between paper and light in books. I was inspired by the light's usage in shadow play and researched how light interaction could be used in a book as a discovery tool to contribute to the reader's learning experience. I supported a narrative related to exploration and learning in my thesis project. After completing the design process, I created a prototype of the book to gather feedback from children in a testing environment.
What is the significance of artist books in your creative process?
Book interactions led me to discover artist books. And when we think about artist books, we can describe them as publications, products, or objects that are used as a platform for art production. And artist books have flexible limits because, unlike other published books, they can be created with many different production techniques and quantities. When we get into the interaction design in books, we actually start to examine the book as an object. And when we look at the book as an object, we realize that we can use all its components in different ways. For example, my recent works have focused on how light can be used to create collaborative production and a unified narrative. In other words, even a single method can offer us an unlimited field of discovery in developing new forms of expression. And this limitless field of these possibilities formed Entia, I can say that.
What does Entia encompass?
Entia means to exist. It's a Latin origin suffix that derives words such as existence, re-existence, transference, and dementia. Since these words are associated with the research topics and collective studies we have done so far, Entia becomes the umbrella of all these studies. And for me, it offers a space to exist again in different ways For this reason, I like to think of Entia as a space of co-production where we are stripped of all our identities. The name Entia.space is also a creation of this idea. The first productions we made under the name Entia took part in Borderless Art Book Days. In this context, we prepared an artist book of the works we produced about the immigrant body subject, inspired by the topics we discussed in Mehmet Aydener's The Lesson in Search of Beauty drawing group. This limited edition book includes our illustrations about what the migration of the body means to us, as well as a poem written by Şeyma Tekintaş on this subject. This poem gives its name to the book in this project. This handmade artist book was designed as an immigrant exhibition and was limited to only 50 copies. Otherwise, light interactive print works I made under Entia were also featured in Borderless 2. Along with all these works, we also have produced paper camera design kits that allows you to make your own paper camera, which we had the chance to exhibit at the London Illustration Fair. After Borderless Art Book Days, we had the opportunity to participate in the Speculative Futurism Inverting the Archive exhibition. This exhibition held at Voxpop, the creative production area of the University of Amsterdam. We created light interactive artwork with Başar Kurnaz titled Re-Existence, and this work displayed in this exhibition with Başar's sound designs. The exhibition revolved around the idea of creating a more positive future and how we can dream about building one. And rather than focusing on negative scenarios, it aimed to think about how we should dream to make a better future. According to this question, we imagined a new future and visualized a new creation myth. That's why we exhibit our works separately and together to make us think about the new language of this future. In this way, the story was displayed in 3 works, along with the musical designs. New studies continue this year. Our second book, Transportation of a Meaning to Another Area Where It Doesn't Belong, inspired by the subject of metaphor, studied in Mehmet Aydener's lessons, will also participate in this event at Borderless Art Book Days this year. In addition, the book titled The Flea Market, which features artificial intelligence as a production partner, will also be introduced at this event. In the future, I envision Entia as a space where artists collaborate to produce collective works and allow everyone to recreate themselves.